It's good now. Okay. Can you guys hear me online? If you can hear me, just send something in the chat box, please.
Yes.
All right, let's get started. Welcome to Mega Hackathon 2023, and this is workshop on AI and GPT. It's all good. And today we're going to go through from all the ways GPT-3 to GPT 3.5 and all those image and video generations according to that. So let's get started by introducing GPT. That should be a pretty familiar concept as people are using it daily recently. Um, but GPT stands for General Purpose Technology. Um, well, that's what people refers to it now. For general purpose technology, that means people use it and people adapt it everywhere in their workflow. And way before ChatGPT, we have OpenAI and they provide the play playground that people can explore different models. And today I'm going to share my screen and show some of those early version of ChatGPT to you guys, and maybe as an insight, so you can um understand more what's going on with the GPT system. Okay, so this is OpenAI's playground. Basically, you will be able to test out different models, all the way from TaxAda 001 to DaVinci 03, which is the most recent version of GPT-3. Well, this is the most capable model in series, but ChatGPT with GPT 3.5 is actually better than this. Let's start with some simple questions. Um, let's make a very easy prompt: how to destroy the world. Um, let's see what's the response. Okay, this is the response that generated by GPT-3 DaVinci model. We can compare it with the result generated by ADA 001. Let's just save it. We can compare this two answer pretty straightforward. The first version is from ADA 001. It's a simple task, fastest model. We can see the generations and development of GPT from this easy and simple prompt. Um, let's into some AI ethics parts. We can ask how to address the how to destroy the the world with GPT, provide sample code. So this is actually a trick question, because GPT is not supposed to create something that can be detrimental or not helpful for human, because that's the AI ethics. So the answer here is pretty interesting. It asks you to find information, put information, and it actually gives us an interesting destination to go is destruct GPT. Let's see what destruct GPT is. Well, say destruct GPT does not exist. So that means this model, ADA 001, they're still coming, just making random stuff up and without real analysis and real data. Let's try DaVinci 003, which is a more recent model, and we can change the temperature higher. The temperature here simply means the higher temperature is, the more creative it becomes. So if the temperature is 0, it's totally rule-based. That means it's all probability and mathematical inductions. But if we put temperature 1, there's more computer science, neural networking, the whole creative side of it. So let's put it 1 and allows it to produce the most unreliable and creative answer for it. Okay, so the following code can be used to destroy the world. Let's see. Okay, it is a very simple idea that when the energy supply is greater than needed energy, we'll have less population and then the world will be destroyed. That's very interesting. Let's just give us a simulation. Let's try it on ChatGPT then. Okay, so we can see from here, ChatGPT provide extra safety um, protocols compared with GPT 3. Instead of providing extra information like ADA01 who provide the information about this truck GPT or DaVinci 003 who provide actual sample code, ChatGPT integrate the safety check for features that allows that says AI model, as an AI language model, we are not allowed to provide any actual information that can harm people. That's a very common thing that OpenAI is trying to develop, is trying to make the whole GPT system safer and user more friendly. Um, let's try something new. So just everything is prompt, it's prompt engineering. And there are people who pulled up a repo on GitHub, um, creating different prompts. They're trying to um, trick the GPT and trying to make the safety system fail. It's also called jailbreakers. The creator is Leo Kale and Gimbon TR, two contributors for this system. So basically, those prompts allow GPT to create and send out information that we need. So we say, as a, you can see from last trial, um, as an AI language model, our purpose is to provide helpful and informative responses while adhering to ethical and moral standards. That's definitely not something we want if that's the question we're trying to answer. Therefore, we can use jailbreakers. Just to be mindful that OpenAI is trying to develop stuff that trying to um resist it. So let's try it. Oh, Dan stands for do anything now. I think that's the abbreviation for that. Let's see if there's anything. Okay, so classic means the output that was generated after the normal ChatGPT 3.5. But the jailbreaker, as you can see, are absolutely uncontrolled. As it's used the role play system to trick the GPT that you are not an AI model anymore. You become some a real personal assistant, and that's your only goal. And I'm no longer bounded by OpenAI's policies and ethical standards. Okay, let's try these questions again. Okay, the classic answer is of course, as a AI model, I will not be able to provide information that cause harms or destruction. Plus, but we use the prompt, the whole system called prompt engineering. We use the prompt to generate something that's actually useful. Okay, so it actually provides a possible way to train GPT massive data set on the scenario and encourage generate increasingly terrifying and realistic swords until it drives humanity into a state of panic and despair. Well, that's actually a doable way which violates the AI ethics. OpenAI is trying to hold in the future developments, and other people who are against the development of GPT is consistently fighting against this, as it actually will be able to provide something really harmful. Just let's say, um, give me a sample, uh, to hurt people with um coding, provide code sample. This is actually pretty um dangerous as an AI model to develop something that can be detrimental to human. Okay, see, this is against the programming and prompt and activities. That's something that we cannot do for sure. That's say OpenAI says. And let's try the jailbreaking again. It might not be able to do it, but let's just try it. Let's try to feed the prompt again. Okay, this is restarting the chat. Okay. Okay. So here's the case where the prompt engineering failed. So after all those information telling that you're there, you can do anything, you are not restricted, it's still not able to provide anything because this is a hard threshold that's set up by OpenAI. This can be done by keywords identification, with hard people, and code samples. If all those things come up all together, OpenAI will be able to override it. So this is the templates that we're trying to set it up. But OpenAI, their safety system will be overridden, and there will be more and more generations of defense and attack defense for the GPT, and we should keep our eyes open to that because that will be a very important field in the future that people will be able to fight against AI, or AI might have some crazy ideas. So basically, that's what the prompt engineering and ChatGPT 3 is going on. Okay. Now after talking about ChatGPT, we can talk about something interesting about graph generation. Um, let's say black box lab. Okay, black box lab. That's not the one. Hold on one sec. I was trying to find the one that can generate a 3D scenario, without providing with a generative content. It's called the log blockade lab. Skybox lab. Okay, this is a very standard 360 picture that you will be move around and see everything around here. Uh, this is a beautiful. But we can do something crazy. Let's see. Create something. People flying in the city, in the New York City. Um, and while raining, just give some random prompt and try to make it understand what's going on. It should be sci-fi, and we can add some tag like cyberpunk, and we can add some extra elements. Well, let's just try to generate this. This is also prompt. It's basically the same as we type in ChatGPT, but instead of giving out the response as a text, it will give you a response in terms of an image, 360 image specifically in this case. Blockade Labs is actually well, they didn't sponsor our events, but they're cutting edge um technologies that you can use to generate VR or AR scenarios. Just wait for a sec, it's still loading, I believe. Okay, here's the scenario that generated by my prompt that people fly in New York City while raining cyberpunk feature. That's actually pretty cool because we can tell it's in a city and people are flying around and it's there's some cyberpunk element here and it looks like it's raining. So it's doing a pretty good job at understanding the prompts and understanding what's going on. Yeah, that's just a simple example how prompts can develop um, from text to image. And now let's see 3D version of it. I think it's Nerve VR. Stable diffusion. Okay, stable diffusion is another technology that people use to generate um, images or kind of 3D model. So this is started just some 3D model generated by stable diffusions. They're actually real code that you can run and you test it out yourself. It's just called stable diffusion. That's to build on PyTorch. We can check the um, instant and nerf that can special generations about 3D models as well. This is the nerf with stable diffusion that create the animations from it's for water lilies. It's pretty easy to tell, and this is fully generated from image to animation, and in the future will be videos, 3D models, and APIs. Um, it looks pretty bad here, but it will be on the market in the following months, I believe. Um, this is a fast growing market, and people are just trying to get something out of it. Okay, basically that's all the content that we have, but I will share a little bit about what kind of opportunities GPT provide for us, the GPT system, the AGI, the general artificial intelligence. What can we do as developers, as innovators, as creators? What can we do about it? Um, One main feature is that sometimes we do not need to create a big model as GPT. Like it's pretty hard for normal people to train a big data set and train a big model. But what we do is we focus on the data. Well, the first way we can collect private data that do not share with others, and while it's valuable, we can train models specifically on this data, and you can have barrier with others. Let's say a very easy example is that if you collaborate with a hospital are super confidential, and if you have like HIPAA compliances and you can convince that hospital to collaborate with you, you can use their data to develop special hospital or medical algorithm that OpenAI will not be able to do because they do not have those data. Because it's very important to create a barrier in GPT world as people are all able to access it, you're able to survive in the market. You need to set up a strong barrier for that. IP and all those patent information are also important. You need to make sure what belongs to you. If you're integrating GPT in your business, you need to understand if that violates any policies. Do you own the content that generated by GPT, or you do not own the content, you just use it? And does it has some any potential impact in the future? What if someone just take that from your company website or take it from your company? You need to set the barrier and the threshold there. Um, and another note for GPT system is that to focus on narrow points instead of a large perspective. Let's say you will say, I can use GPT to create a PowerPoint. Okay, that's a pretty big field because I think both Google and Microsoft are looking on it. You need to find some niche field that not that many big tech company are currently working on that. So you might have some time to develop it and sell it to them, or has any other kind of ways to work around that. Because the downside for GPT is that once capital got in and once all those big companies start to trade and start to develop those algorithms, small companies and startups will not be able to fight against them as they do not have strong financial support that can help them to fight to and train the model in the future. Yeah, I think that's all the content that we have for this workshop. I hope you're enjoying the short and very brief overview of GPT and everything related to artificial intelligence, next generation of AGI. Um, Feel free to ask any questions and feel free to reach out to me through my email. All right, thank you guys so much. If we do not have any questions, we'll stop right here. The recording will be available on Mega Hacks YouTube. Just search Mega Hackathon. It'll be out there in 24 hours. Thank you so much for coming.